Hi guys. Alright, it's like I have to change my sounding. I have to close this live. Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. Hi guys, how's everybody this Sunday? Happy Sunday, right? I'm just waiting for more people to join the live. There's 18 people now. Anyway, guys, hope you guys are having a great Sunday, eh? So far. I'm Sapien, life coach, motivational speaker, right? Welcome to my live. Manifest __ Sapien, right? Here we talk about spiritual stuff. We talk about manifestation and creating. We talk about leveling up, and we talk about making our lives better, right? So to make your life better, you need to understand that the mechanics of this reality that we're living in, right? Things are not what they seem like at first glance. So in this reality, we've got things going on in the back end that we don't know about, right? And a lot of the stuff has been revealed now, right? Today's topic is basically about our concepts of God, okay? When I became awoke and I realized what was going on, right? I wouldn't call it being like an awakening, but it was more like a realization. I was having some questions that cannot be answered by religion itself, right? There was some conflicting stuff regards to what's been taught in the church and in society in general to what's really going on in this reality, right? So I started asking questions. My first concept that I wanted to know more about is this God concept, okay? I needed to understand what is God, who is God, why is there a God, and is the idea of who God is correct in terms of Christianity, right? So these are the things that sparked or triggered me leaving the Christian church, okay? Guys, everybody has a choice, okay? There's nothing really wrong with being Christian. There's nothing wrong with being following any religion, right? So I'm just giving you my take on this whole thing, right? Just a disclaimer. I'm not telling people how to live their lives. I'm trying to shed light on things that most people don't have the guts to ask and question what's going on, right? So now at this time, in this reality, we're moving from one density to another. We're moving from one kind of frequency to another, right? So we now changed from Pisces, era of Pisces, which is all about religion, about telling them and without any questions, just believe what they tell you to believe, right? Good morning, Tato. Thank you for joining my live, and I hope this live is going to be helpful, right? So if you have any questions, feel free to ask while I'm talking, right? And I'll try my best to answer the questions, guys. So if you have any questions, please feel free, even if it's comments. If it's a comment, go ahead, feel free to comment as well, right? I will try my hardest to pay attention. I actually have somebody here who's helping me with that, right? To remind me who's asking a question, who's not, right? So back to what I was talking about. So I started asking these questions about what is God, who is God, what am I relating to God? I mean, why there's white people and black people and all those things? What is really going on here, right? And why there's poverty and why there's rich, why there's good and why there's bad, you know, that kind of thing in this specific reality. Okay, so today's topic that I'm talking about is specifically about the concepts of God, because that's the first thing that I really asked myself. Yeah, Tato, you want to know if I will get a job next year? You know, I'll answer your question now, right? But I want to explain to you that the job that you want is wanting you as well, basically, meaning that there is specifically a job out there for you, right? But depending on how you align yourself to that job and opportunity, all right? So if you're unemployed at this moment, how are you feeling now? Do you feel that there's hope? Do you feel that 2025 next year there's going to be an opportunity for you, right? Are you feeling a spark of inspiration? Do you feel that you can get up every day and go work in an organization, add value? What's your core belief about being employed? Okay, most of us want something, but we're not really aligned to it. That's why I'm asking you this question, Tato. You need to get yourself aligned to what you want. So you've got to journal down your feelings about being employed. What were you doing this year? What were you doing the year before? I'm not sure what's your age, Tato. I'm not sure where you come from. I don't have all information, right? So what I will let you know is that you need to be aligned to the job that you want. Okay, you need to understand that it's possible. You need to understand that you are good enough to get an employment, right? So it's all about your self-esteem, about your self-awareness. Okay, so you need to work on that as well. Ask yourself that feeling, because asking other people outside of you, like asking me, I don't know you, you don't know me either. So why trust my opinion when you can actually get in tune with your own? So Tato, you've got ancestors, you got spiritual guides, you have a God. We all have a God that takes care of us, you understand? So you need to tune into that frequency of a surety, right? So if you want an employment now for 2025, right, how do you feel about that job? Do you think it's possible? How do you feel about yourself? Do you think you're employable? Do you have the right skills to add in an organization to get employed? Okay, nothing happens by chance. So we're not like here taking chances in life, guys. We're here and we need to be aligned to those things that we want. You understand? Nothing happens by chance. Okay, so one thing we need to consider is that Tato. Okay, somebody else got a question as well. Who else has a question before I start? Because people like to ask me these questions that really don't have nothing to do with the topic that we're talking about today, right? But I'm willing to answer questions, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna look and see if there's any other questions quickly before I go back to my discussion, because I don't want to be rude. I want to be as helpful as possible to people. So I also hope that the information I gave you now is helpful. You have the answers within yourself. Okay, if you feel you're not ready, get yourself ready. Work on your self-esteem and your worthiness. Start sending the CVs out. Start look at your CV. If you have been sending CVs out before, look at the CV format. Go online and Google how to upgrade your CV. What does the CV look like in 2024? A great CV, a good CV. Look at all those things. That will help you as well in the physical side. Remember, I spoke about the spiritual side, working within yourself. Then the physical side is to basically go and check your CV, review your CV, and see your CV if it's in line. Are you putting the right information in that CV? You understand? Are you putting your contact details and stuff like that? All right, so let me go to the next one quickly before I start. Let's see if there's any others. I don't think there's any other question, guys. Anyway, welcome to my live. I'm Sapiens, life coach and motivational speaker, right? Remember, I'm not a clairvoyant per se. This channel is not about clairvoyance, right? Although I do have clairvoyant gifts like everybody else, but I'm more of a motivator and a life coach. You understand? So my topic today is about your relationship or our relationship with God, our God concept. Okay, so most people don't understand that we are part of God. We are a fragmentation of God. We are a piece of God. We are the spark of God. So we are divine. You understand? Human beings have a weakness because of the fact that as human beings we feel we're lesser than, and we always need to have a God, and that's okay. So if you where you are and you still believe in religion and stuff like that, you feel that you need to have a God in your life. That's how we wired. However, you need to live above the way you are wired. That means you raise your frequency and understand that you are also a God in your own little way, in your own little life, in your own little experience, because you decide on everything. Okay, the reason I'm saying that is simply the fact that when you're out there working and doing your stuff, do you first go to a God when you want to go and make breakfast? You say like, God, can I go make breakfast now? You do things because you are your own divine God, your own divine creator. Okay, we are the piece and spark of the divine. Okay, so in other words, we have the power just as much as so-called God has, right? So this is not an atheist ideology. This is a realist ideology in terms of who we are. Right? I believe there is a God, right? But I don't believe there's a God that I need to solely depend on in that sense. I don't need approval from that God, because at the end of the day, I know I'm loved. I'm part of that divine, and we all should be feeling like that. We should not be feeling that we need to do certain things to get that love, like be good people, good people, so that God can love us and we can get rewards. You understand? This is not a reward type of system. It's an energy exchange. We're in a game, and there's an energy exchange in the game, right? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, you put in and you get out. You do to others, and then you get exactly what you do back to you. You understand? It's like we mirroring. It's energy exchange. I do this and I get that, and it's part of the reality. It's part of the one of the laws of receptivity, to be receptive. You understand that kind of thing? Okay. So back to my topic. I'm talking about now our God, concepts of God, right? So God is the creator. This is what we taught in Christianity, that God is the creator, right? And that it took those 7 days to create the earth, whatever story may be. We don't know if that's the truth, because the Bible is not written by God, it's written by man. You understand? And again, if man is God, then it's written by God, if you look at it that way as well, right? However, man also has freedoms to manipulate those scriptures and those words and those experiences, right? So the Bible is an interesting book. It's a helpful book. However, we need to understand that the whole concept of the Bible being holy is part of the agenda of taking our power away from us. We are just as holy. We're more holy than the Bible itself, because the Bible is written by human beings like us. You understand? It's a concept, it's an experience. The Bible will give you the what will I say? It gives you the foundation, or the blueprint of life, of what's really going on here, right? So we have the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament is basically the very harsh side of God, the evil side, the wicked side, the side that just wants to kill your enemies, a tooth for a tooth type of thing, you understand? Then the New Testament is the introduction to Christ consciousness. So the question is, what do you do with this information? What do you do with information from the Old Testament and the New Testament? And remember that one thing, guys, we can only translate the Bible according to our own understanding, our own perceptions, our own experiences. So what's what I'm noticing? People that experience life as being all about the hustle, the strongest and the fittest financially, maybe even physically, actually controls and has power. So that type of personality is going to translate the Bible teachings in that understanding. You understand that yes, there's this God, and this God is all over us. This God has all the power, and this God is just now wanting us to be this perfect being. And if you're not this perfect being, and then we're gonna get punished, because he's coming from the perception himself. It's what he sees life to be. That's why every pastor has a different view on Christianity and how to teach the word of God, because of his own understanding. That is why every single person that reads the Bible, may you be just a layman person, you're not from clergy, you never go to school, theology or anything like that, you never go to theology school, you are an ordinary person like myself and you here right on this live. You're not a pastor. It's not your career choice, right? That means just a layman in terms of religion. And you read the Bible according to your own perception. That's why my perception about the Bible has changed. Before I became woke and understand what's going on here in this game of life, I used to see the Bible teachings as different. I was the little child who was going to be punished if I didn't do the right thing according to what the Bible said, those 10 commandments. You understand? According to what they said about tithes, that I must give tithes. If I don't give tithes, then somehow my life won't work out right. Now, there's one small little concept that I will go into more, right? Because they say that you're giving tithes to God. God don't need your money. The pastor needs that money, not you. The pastor needs that money to run the church. This is something I then zoned in later on, just before I left Christianity. Right? I'm giving tithes. I'm enjoying giving tithes because I know I'm helping the pastor. It wasn't about me. I have to give tithes because God commands. God doesn't command money because God is above money. Divine consciousness, source is above money. No money is needed for the sun to rise and set. No money is needed for the air to be full of oxygen so we can breathe. There's no money that changes seasons. So why would God need money? That's when I realized, well, it's all about the pastor, and they're using that concept to basically get people to kind of feed into their fear that if I don't give tithes, I'm going to get killed. Or I'm not doing good, I'm a bad person. Okay, shocking news, guys. God is both good and bad. That is why there's an Old Testament and a New Testament. The Old Testament is about the rough and tough punisher, the one that does not take any shit, the one that's going to use people, you know what I mean, to kill other people. And then the God that supports killing, you know, like Solomon killing his enemies and King David killing his enemies. You try and wonder, but this God is supposed to be a God of peace, because in the New Testament they speak about the God of peace. And we all know that when we are in Christianity from a young age, we go and we learn the Bible from a young age, right? And we taught a lot about the goodness of God. We're not taught about the dark side of God, the shadow. Where there's light, there's going to be a shadow, because the light will reflect the shadow, right? So basically that's why God is duality. God is both good and bad. You understand, as I said, right? Now remember, the first thing that you start learning when you become spiritual and you leave Christianity, or you leave the religion, or whatever, Islam, whatever religion you leave, and you become more spiritual, and you start learning about things like the New Age practices, and there is a church as well. You understand? You start learning about these things, and then you say, like, which direction should I go? Because I don't want to go back into religion, right? I understand that religion is controlling. Where do I go? What do I do? Then you start now learning different things about this God. That this God is neither good or bad. This God is actually both. Because this God can express itself in a bad way and also in a good way. Just like we can express ourselves in a bad way and a good way, because we are human. We can be wicked. We can be loving, we can be kind, we can be jealous, we can be envious, we have a major spectrum of emotions. And what does Christianity tell you? That God only has one emotion, love? No, God has every emotion. If God is everything and we are everything as well, right? That God is us, is part of us as well. Because even, for example, nature can be good, nature can be bad. Nature can destroy in a storm, in a whole hectic weather system. Heavy rain is good, but rain can be good, bad too as well. You see, every single element in this game has two sides. It's polarity. So this game is about polarity. So in spirituality, as you start learning about the reality of this reality, the real part of this reality, you start understanding that I've got to accept the good and the bad. I don't have to push away the bad. I need to, hi Tato, I'm waving my hand to you and whoever else joined me now, right? So I know there's a few people that just joined the live. Today we're talking about our concepts of God. Okay, right? I was talking about how we perceive God as only being good, right? I touch on that. Now we are living in a reality created by this God, and this reality is good and bad. So that means that God is good and both bad as well. There's many sides to this God, and in between, because it's a spectrum of these emotions and choices, not only one. Okay, so now we get to understand, when you go into spirituality, you learn that you need to accept the all, accept the bad and the good, right? And then you learn later on that really there is no good or bad. There's only choices that align to our purpose, which is to be loved and to be loved. And there's the other choice that aligns us to not being loved, right? And not to receive love, because now we're going the other direction, right? But both these choices are valid right here. That's why there's so many bad people and so many good people as well, right? Then sometimes if you're still Christian, you'll feel that the world has more of wicked people, right? Because you find every day you switch on the TV, the news, and you watch it and you see all the bad things. Who was raped, who was not raped, children going missing in South Africa, found dead somewhere. All those things. You're wondering, gosh, this world is full of wicked people. But this world is also full of good people as well. And if you can recognize wicked from good, then you must be a person is more aligned to goodness, okay? So we're in a reality of light, as I said, and this light, when it reflects a shadow, that shadow should not be pushed away. That shadow is part of who we are. So when you start learning about your inner work and the shadow work, the shadow is those parts of you that are a bit darker, that you suppress and you hide away from other people because somehow you feel that you'll be afraid to show your true self. People won't love you. You understand? If you, for example, you're greedy, you are a cheater and all those things, and you're suppressing it, you don't tell people the truth about who you are, okay? You don't embrace who you are. I have this weakness. Yes, this is my weakness, and I want to work on this weakness, but I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to tell my lover that I have this weakness. I have this roving eye. I love you so much, and I need to work on this weakness. If we could approach it like that, it'll be different than you just saying, oh, I don't cheat, so you're the only woman in my life. I don't look around. And then behind the back, you're doing all those things. If that's your weakness, it's your weakness. Because maybe you saw your father doing it. Maybe you saw your neighbor, the guys doing it in your community. You saw it online that, okay, women cheat, so that means I need to cheat too as well. Right? That kind of thing. The cheating and lying doesn't lead anywhere good. Right? That's where I don't want to use the word as a good or bad thing. It's just it doesn't lead you to the place where you want to go. You want to go towards happiness, right? So cheating doesn't end up in happiness. Cheating ends up in people divorcing, people separating, people don't want to date you anymore because you have this weakness of cheating, right? So you look at your weakness, maybe you want to heal that weakness, you want to shed some light on it, you want to ask yourself, why do I have this tendency? It is definitely linked to a belief about women that maybe you can't trust one woman. Maybe you can't trust yourself. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Maybe you just feel you don't believe that woman that in having one partner at a time. You don't believe in men even being faithful to one person because that's your core belief. So you will go down and see that you're not necessarily a bad person because there is no bad people. It's just there is situations and choices that are not aligned to our highest level of awareness and not aligned to our highest timelines as human beings, right? So we work on those things, right? Again, it has to be choice. If you want to change your life, then you'll make those choices and you won't be a cheat anymore because you'll work on it, right? You'll start doing the shadow work to remove all those unbalanced perceptions about cheating. That's why I don't believe that we should be talking negative about each other. If a man is cheating, right, he has a weakness and he needs to work on that weakness if he wants to. But we don't have the right to judge the other person and then put him on social media and talk about how bad he is and how many women he dated behind your back while he was dating you and all those things, right? Another thing is now we go to attraction, right? The law of attraction as well. You attracted that man in your life, meaning there's something within you that needed that experience, that aligned you to that experience. So you have to take responsibility of your choices, and instead of you dogging him down and say he's a bad person and all men cheat, and mind you, when you say all men cheat, you shall meet only men that cheat, because you've already spoken out to the ethers, already told God, divine consciousness, that all men cheat. So he will only bring that to you now. He says, okay, Sister believes all men cheat. Then that's what I will help her, because this is what she wants. This is what she's aligned to. You understand? So these are the things that you need to understand about how godly we are. We are part of God. We create like God, because our words, our perceptions, our assumptions create. So we are God, right? That doesn't mean we are God over other people. We are God over our own experience. I think that's where people get the message wrong. When somebody says, I'm a God, I am a God, they believe that somehow now you saying you God over other people. No. When we say in spirituality that you are divine, you are God of your own reality. You are God of your own choices, of your own doings, of your own manifestation, of your own life. Right? And so is your mother, and so is your cousin, so is every single person. All 7 million of us, 7 to 8 million of us people are gods. Many small little gods, if you want to see it that way. And then there's a major what you call archive on top, which is basically the divine consciousness, but we're part of that, and we are an expression of that divine consciousness, right? When I understood that, I found peace in my understanding, because I didn't feel like somehow I need to be this perfect person. Oh my God, I'm doomed for hell because I don't want to follow Jesus, or I don't want to do this, right? Okay. Now back to that concept of spirituality. Following Jesus is a concept, right? Because apparently there's many Christ consciousness spirits that came in the game, right? That persona Jesus was only one of them, and we recorded it in the history, and it's been used to manipulate us as well in that physical picture they give of Jesus being a white man with blonde hair and green blue eyes, whatever. Somehow, so people that don't look like him need to bow down because he is divine. You see, so in this matrix there's a lot of trickery, a lot of traps you need to understand, right? So Jesus Christ, as they call it, is a name they came up with, right? They say because of the name Yeshua in Latin, when they were translating the Bible and all the personas in the Bible, Jesus, they couldn't, because Jesus is there's no J in the Arabic language, right? So when you're translating things from one languages to another, there's going to be some sort of a misconstruct, right? So that's what happened. So his name, then his real name, apparently the persona, the person that walked the world at the time, that the avatar is Yeshua. Yeshua with a Y, is it Yeshua? Yeah, Yeshua, some people like pronounce it like that, depending on the country you come from and your dialect as well, right? But anyway, so that person basically was here, and that person did walk the world, and some of the stuff that was done said in the Bible, in the New Testament, right, is true, and some of it is not. They added their own spices in that he's the Son of God, the only Son of God, that kind of thing, right? So you get to learn in spirituality that you're also a son of God, if you want to call yourself that, because you were a fragmentation of the divine consciousness. And remember the whole idea about Jesus being born from a mother, Mary, right? And she was a virgin. It's also made up as well, right? There's a lot of things that were made up to give this persona more divinity, more than who we are as well, because we're also divine, right? So the story is to take away the power from us and give it all to one little persona or avatar that we can look up to, who happens to have, he's supposed to be a Jewish in a very hot country, and he's got blue eyes and light skin. So you have asking those questions, you understand? You must understand that our identities, our way we look, is related to our country where we come from, to the continent where we come from. So for example, if I was born in Europe, I'll have different features. I would not be the way I look. I wouldn't have the texture of hair that I have, you understand? So that's how it is, and it's also about genetics and how it really morphs and evolves in time, right? So we also solve that question, right? They say that Jesus is from a certain place, Israel. If you go back 200 years, 500 years, it wasn't looking the way it is looking now. It was not developed to this point it is developed now. It is different, right? And practically it was very hot, and it's dry weather. So how can you be as white as snow? You know, so these are the things that you need to ask, right? So anyway, back to the concept of God, right? Let me wave to everybody. Everybody that's just joining out, thank you for joining my live. I'm Sissy, life coach and motivational speaker. Today we're speaking about the concepts of God and how we fit in, right? As I said at the beginning, we are human beings. We are actually wired. Our DNA is wired to need and want something higher and above us. We need to have a God. We need to have somebody who is in control of everything, and we're supposed to be the helpless ones. I think it's coming from the creation, the way they created us, right? Basically, right? So way it is, right? The way we were created, right? The truth of the matter is that we were not created by some how would I say? It's beings that are a higher frequency, higher knowledge and understanding, right? Okay, and basically they were not gods. They were just beings from another planet that came here. If you're familiar with the story of the earth, how the earth really was created, then you'll understand that, right? I'm so thirsty. You'll understand the concept of how we came about here onto this specific realm, right? It's a realm, and it's different realms because we're just living in one of the realms of the many. I think there's about 12 realms, right? Okay, so when you are wanting something to believe in and you're looking outside of you, because we're taught to look outside, we're not taught to go within ourselves, right? Not like, especially people that are from countries that teach and enforce Christianity and Islam. You taught about that there's a God outside of you, that you are lesser than, right? To give away your power, right? And then, well, the people that did that, the beings that did that, want to control. And how they did it is just by enforcing people to believe in one thing. And if you don't believe in this thing, then you are a sinner, you're going to hell. Okay, right? That's the first red sign. Because if we have a divine God, loving God, how can he be condemning others to hell and giving others goodness because the others are agreeing to whatever that God says they must do? I mean, those are the questions people don't ask, right? They just want to be disciplined because they just want to go to heaven, give your life to Christ or whatever, and because you want to go to heaven, because you feel that you're not empowered to ask those questions you need to ask, right? So that's what I did a couple of years ago. I started asking questions, right? Religion is has its place, as I said in my other lives, but religion is not where you should end your life at. That's just part of the experience here. If you're only going to believe in religion, one concept, and never get to explore others, then you have no growth. Then you're becoming here again, and you're doing the same thing at the same level. As you're not graduating. You're supposed to graduate, right? Like in my previous life, I was somewhere else. Okay, so now I'm here again, living and experiencing this life. I should not be keeping myself at the same level that I was before. I came here again to pick up more frequency, more energy, to raise my frequency, right? So yeah, same with life. You learn one thing because information is energy, as I always say in my videos. Information is energy, right? So the more information you have that's empowering, that can empower you, then you're able to make different choices in your life and then experience better circumstances, right? So the concept of God is love is very true, because God is light, God is love. Okay, that means we are light and we are also God. As I said, that's my belief, right? That we also parts of God. So there is the light within us and there's the darkness within us. Okay, and because we're in the realm of light, we tend to have a society that's always pushing the right, do the right thing, right? Which is good, right? However, but we should not divorce the fact that we also have darkness within ourselves, the shadow. And the shadow needs to be pulled in. It's not pushed away. It needs to be pulled in, and you shed the light on the shadow and you give it love. You understand? You give it love. That's where forgiveness comes in. That's what the Christ, Yeshua, what is his name again? That Jesus character that came. I don't like calling the name Jesus because Jesus is just the name that they created, right? Yeshua was trying to teach us love. Okay, and then if you look at the parables of the Bible, it speaks about love. It gives you a bad situation in the choice you gotta make. There's somebody who hates you. How do you relate to the hate that you're receiving? Do you give back the hate, or you gonna take it and mirror that situation with darkness, because we do have darkness within ourselves, right? Or are you going to use the light? So Jesus, or Yeshua was not into really denying that there is the darkness, right? But he was trying to say that we need to shed a light on the darkness. We need to heal the broken. You know what I mean? Heal the broken and love those that need our love. That's what it is, right? But now we have a messed up situation in this reality, because people that do wrong must go to hell in our minds because of our religion. Our religion, people that do wrong, we need to punish them. We need to push them one side and beat them and criticize them and do all sorts of things, parade them in public as bad people. And yet they did something wrong. All the good things that person did gets denied, gets cancelled straight away. Because believe me, not every criminal has done only bad things. You understand? Because yes, that person's a human like all of us. So, like for example, sin is sin, as they say. There's no bigger sin, as they say, than the other, right? So if somebody did something bad and stole because they were hungry, or because they want more wealth, because they're tired of hustling and struggling, and they go and steal, because he sees in the society that our politicians are stealing, our business people are stealing. You get up when they're doing these things and they're getting away with it because they have power, they can get lawyers to get out. So you think, okay, this world is topsy, it's not balanced, it's just unaligned, and you're really desperate in what you do. Okay, I have a family to feed. What will I do? I want to drive the best cars too, like so and so. What do I do? I've studied, I've got degrees, I've done this, I've got educated, I've applied for jobs, it's not working out for me. What's my shortcut? Right? So is that person totally a bad person? There's no bad people. That's what I believe. There's people that just made bad decisions. And our system says we must take them and lock them away somewhere, condemn them to hell, take them to a court system that's imbalanced, it's biased, because courts and law is all about whoever has the best lawyer to hit the right arguments, to give the evidence and prove and use all those what concepts to prove that person right. And the reason I'm saying that, because our law system in the world is messed up. That's why the rich and the wealthy, there are criminals, get away with it, because they know how to manipulate it by the judge. Get the best lawyer. They can spin, lawyers are liars, as they say, right? They can spin everything according to what I want, because nothing in this world is one-sided. It's so polarized that you can make a criminal look like he saved the community. You understand? By doing a criminal act. Okay, then there's white collar crime, and then if there's white collar crime, then there's definitely black collar crime, because they have to go together, because this place is polarized, right? So white collar crime means that I'm up there, I'm in corporate, I'm in business, I did some fraud, I did some collusions, or whatever they call it. There's fancy words they give it. You know what I mean? I did some stuff. I did some fraud and stuff like that. Like for example, Sean Combs case. Sean Combs' case is hectic because there's the physical abuse of women and children, and there's also this fraud on top there somewhere, you know. So yeah, and that guy will come out scot-free, you know, because he has the money and he has the power and he's got the dirt on people. So how can we say our legal system is right and fair? That is what people don't understand, right? So we take people and we banish them to that messed up situation and say those people are bad, instead of us people sit down and reassess the society, each community at a time. Each community has leaders, right? Each community sits and reassess these things, right? Because we are God, we are divine. There's no God from heaven that's gonna come and do things for us here, because this divine consciousness is about individuals, right? So as I said, there's divine consciousness, and we're all parts of this God, this divine consciousness, aka God, right? We're all part of it, and we all have God properties for our own lives. But some of us, or most of us, are feeling this helplessness. We're feeling as if somehow we don't have power in our lives, because we look in our situations and we're saying, well, I don't have a job, I don't have money, so I'm like powerless. Because in this reality, we put money according to power. So if you have money and have a job, you have power. Right now, it's something outside of you, not something within you. As I said to one of the ladies that asked, would you get a job in 2025? So I said to her that you need to look within yourself. Are you ready for this job? Are you ready to get up every morning at a certain time and go and answer to somebody else? Are you ready to put your time and your energy into it, guys? I've worked since I was 23 for companies. I know how it is. You understand? I've also tried businesses too as well, but I've never left my job because of the fact that what I do know is that I cannot leave something that's giving me everything that I need at that time. Although I know that I can do more and earn more, I'm not going to leave it and go and try something that I know it's going to take me at least 5 years, 2 to 3, 5 years to build up. So you need to use your intuition, all right? So people are not looking within themselves, okay, I've got this gift, I've got this skill, I can bake, but I need money for me to start this business, right? Okay, do I have family members and friends to help me? Can I do a business plan and go get some finance from the bank? Can I get somebody in society to help me so I can start my business? We don't think like that. We think of, okay, let me go get a job. Let me go get a job. To help with this, my gifts. Maybe my gift is basically to bake, or maybe my gift is to clean, because that is a gift, because it takes great patience. It takes somebody with great love to clean somebody else's house, or even clean the streets. Yeah, but you can start a cleaning business in your community. You can just come with your friends. Let's do something, and then we can make money for each other. Let's make a business that's gonna go around cleaning the businesses in our community and the streets and stuff like that. People don't want that. People feel that, no, I need a corporate job that's gonna pay me now big money, now, so I can drive an expensive car. You're not thinking what value can you add. I personally think where I work, I'm adding value. And without me, the company will continue, yes, but without me, my specific value, my frequency, my energy will not be there. And believe me, they're going to lose out because I'm there to add value. That's when you think that you are the bee's knees, and you think that you are the best thing ever. And you have to have that perception when you are applying for that job, when you are going for that interview, when you are writing a CV. And guys, be as creative as possible in your CV. Look at every skill that you have within yourself, okay? Don't be intimidated by what they say about companies. What companies say about, you need this degree, you need that degree. You need one thing. You need somebody who's willing to serve, add value to that company. It should be the first thing. Me, I'm a value-adding person. I'm there to add value in your company. You know? I'm there to add value in your company. I'm the best person ever. I'll get up every morning, and I'm not going to go there and just clock in and just be there. I'm there going to add value. I'm going to really smile because I love adding value. Maybe whatever environment I am in, if I am going to be working in a shop, dealing with customers, or if I'm going to be a technical person, maybe IT person, always like doing whatever you're doing with IT, desktop support, whatever sort of story it is that you're going to be doing, right? Or maybe you're just going to be an administrator, or maybe you're just going to be the cleaner. I get up every morning and enjoy my job. Guys, it's no use going to a job that you don't enjoy. So ask yourself, for those that are unemployed, where do I see myself adding value? Right? Where can I add value? Now I can come home and I can feel good about myself. Even when I'm in that place, I can smile and I can add value to those people, because there's nothing worse than a worker that doesn't like their job. There's nothing worse than people that don't like their jobs. Right? So then you want to ask yourself, why is job scarce? Jobs are not scarce. This is what the story is. Do not live in the economy of the world. Have your own economy within yourself. You are an abundance being, right? I like to tell my husband, this is what we even did in COVID-19. Whatever happens, I will always land on my feet, because I'm the source here. The world needs me. I don't need much to the world. They need me, so I'll show up as my best ever, right? Because I'm a God in my own little reality. I create my own reality and I'm adding value. Right? So now what we do, we go for jobs, and we go for jobs because we're desperate. and we're desperate and we feel I really need the salary. I need to pay my bills. I need to eat. I need to keep up with the Joneses and compare with my cousins and stuff like that. No, focus on your own personal self. What is my skills? What can I do? Even if you're in a job now and you're looking for an upgrade, you want to upgrade yourself, do the same thing. Firstly, love what you're doing now, right? When you love what you're doing now, that job and the job environment love you back. It doesn't matter. People are too worried about status. Oh no, I need to be this senior manager. I need to be this. Guys, I know the most unhappiest people with high levels of job description, and they're so bloody unhappy because it's all about themselves, not about the status. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So this is what they don't tell us, and they think that, oh no, the job, no. That job needs you. You don't need the job. It needs you. You need to get to the point where it needs you. Those people, that company needs you because it's a contract that you're signing. You're signing down your place, your name on a contract. You're gonna be there every 8 hours every day, right? You go from 7 to 3 or past 3 or whatever, or from 8 till 5 or whatever it is. You're gonna be there. It's a partnership. You're in partnership with that company. I think the problem is that Africa, we have collective low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. That's why we take the 350 and think that, wow, the government gave me 350. Wow, I go stand in the queue. That's a lack of low self-esteem. Bullshit. The cost of living, what it is. These are the things that we don't understand, that we are gods of our own reality. Okay? Gods of our own reality. When a pastor is telling you to pay a tithe that must be 10th, you must tell him, Pastor, can you give me 10th every month of what I'm earning now if I leave my job? Will you be able to help me feed my family if I leave my job now? I'm giving you this 10 now, right? But when things go bad, because things are in a cycle, right? When things go not so good for me anymore, maybe my wife leaves her job and I can't pay my bills, will the church come and give me back my tithe? Will you give me back? You won't, but God will do so, not the church. So you have no business to giving a church money when you know that it's not about God, it's about them paying their bills. Be realistic, you understand? That's taking your power back, right? If you feel that, yes, I want to do it, go ahead and do it, right? But you must remember that everything's an energy exchange. What you put out is what you should get back, right? But if you are paying that tithe with bitterness and you're struggling and you're saying, damn, it's month end again, and damn, I need to go stand in the queue again. Some churches even make you stand in the queue, the money's in the envelope and you're all standing. Guys, I did the church thing because I know, and I paid my tithe too as well. So you put the money in there, but I know that I was struggling. Single parents, no husband at the time, having a hard time, not understanding, having a bad relationship with money, right? And I went to pay, until I learned that, okay, I'm going to give, I'm contributing this 10th to add value to this church, because the pastors talk about the rent that needs to be paid and stuff like that. And I figured out, I'm going to give according to what I can afford, right? I will give you. And when I give, I will give and I'll bless you. When I started blessing the church with my money, I started feeling better about myself, because now it's no more hustle, it's no more struggle anymore to give. For every small thing, even if, for example, you're in a workspace and you need to contribute to maybe the cleaners, or you need to contribute to somebody's birthday in the office or something, you give a joy. This is what Jesus was saying. Yeshua was saying, right, from the New Testament, that you need to give a joy. Same with everything else, because you are divine consciousness. You are God of your life. You decide if you're going to give or not. If you decide in your heart that shit, I'm not going to give, then don't give. It's better you not giving, because that's better. Because it's better to not give than to give with a heavy heart, because you're not going to manifest good things back to you. You're going to manifest more heaviness. You're going to feel as if somehow it's a struggle, I have to do it. You must do it out of love, because you are divine conscious. You are God, right? So all this is tying in the fact of how we view God. If you feel like God is something outside of you, then you always feel as if I need to do certain things to please this God. I need to not drink, or maybe I need to not sin or whatever to please this God. You have your own bloody morals. Your moral compass is your direction, your compass. You understand? Your moral convictions, your moral belief system is your moral belief system. It has nothing to do with the church. It's your moral belief system. If you're not going to cheat, you're not going to cheat. And even if you are going to church and you're paying tithes and you're wearing suits and you look like you're up and aboard, but you're still cheating, that means you don't have a moral compass at all. So it's not about the 10 commandments. It's about your own moral compass as a human being. What you feel is good for you to do, or good or not good for you not to do. You understand these type of concepts. So I understand that we should not be driven by religion. We should be driven by our own convictions about life. Okay, and this is what spirituality is about. You're not driven by something outside of you. You're driven by something within yourself. If you're loving and kind and giving, you don't have to be Christian. And believe me, there's a lot of Christians that are not loving, kind, and giving, but they follow a Yeshua, a concept, a construct that teaches loving and giving, but they don't do it. Even some pastors in churches are not loving and giving. You understand? And yet they follow, and he's teaching people about a concept that teaches about loving and giving, but he's not loving and giving. So these are the contradicting things that pulled me away from that. And I kind of like to say that I evolved. You understand? I've evolved and grew out of church every Sunday or whatever, or belonging to a church. I grew into my own love and understanding of who I am, that I am divine consciousness. I have a choice. I can put my own mandate, my own constitution of who I am. And I'm going to follow this according to my own belief system. You understand? I'm not going to be pushed by some religion's philosophy. I'm going to move from our own moral compass. And we all have moral compasses depending on where you're brought up. Okay? And remember, there's no good or bad, because God is both good and bad. God is everything. God is even the devil, because if God created everything, divine consciousness created everything, she also created the devil to make the game interesting. The devil is the shadow, the very dark side, the oppressed sides, the sides that are operating from the ego to feed the ego. You see, if you look at it that way, that the devil is not a real thing. The devil is a concept, a construct, and so is God. God is a concept, a construct that we have in this game here, right? On the outside, on the other outside this reality, there's no God the way we see it. You understand? And these are the things that you get to understand when you learn things about Kabbalah teachings and the Hermes teachings and stuff like that. We are living in a game. This is a construct. This is a realm, and there's many other realms above this one here, right? That's where we call it like different, aka planets and on reality and stuff like that. But it's all only unique to this game, right? So this becomes very interesting, right? So your divine consciousness is the observer that God, right? Is the observer and the creator all in one, right? The observer is the one who looks at things, observe it, right? And also experience it, because when you are observer, you're also experiencing, right? And that's what we are doing as human beings, as gods, right? So we observe and we create. Our observations. Oh, there's a comment. Oh, sorry. Who commented now? Let me see. Anyway, welcome to those that just joined this discussion. I'm speaking about our concepts of God. Okay. What is she asking, or he's asking? Or somebody's commented something. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate it. Hi, DG's a DJ. Hi. How are you doing this Sunday? Hope you're doing well. Okay. For everybody else who's just joined now, thank you for joining my live. I'm talking about the God concept and who we are. Okay. I spoke about we are taught to believe in a God outside of us, yet we are divine consciousness ourselves. Right? That kind of thing. Thank you for joining, Shirley. Oh, good morning. Who else? Oh, Tasso had asked a question earlier and I answered her. Days are not the same. Some days are more difficult than the others. Okay, so you said you're 27 years old and days are not the same. Some days are more difficult than others. Yes, I also experienced that. It's just the way it is in this life. Sometimes some days are better, some days are not so good. But you need to keep yourself in a high frequency and understand that whatever happens, no matter how bad a day is, right, that you are divine, that nothing can actually destroy or hurt you, that you can live above it. And remember that when you come through bad days and you're feeling down about yourself, being unemployed or whatever story may be, remember that it can change. It's gonna change. You need to focus only on the positive, right? For you to able to create, because we create with love, okay? Because whatever we thinking and believing creates our reality, right, Tato? So you've got to keep yourself balanced in that sense, okay? If you're not feeling bad, if you're not feeling good, sorry about it, something, write it down. Have a journal, right? Journaling, write your feelings down and ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? What can I change in my perception? What happened? Maybe something happened. Maybe that's why you're not feeling good about your day. So those are the things you need to consider, that you have the ability to go within yourself and then try and answer your own questions, right? And also, it also helps is positive affirmation. Okay, positive affirmations are admitting a frequency. It's about changing your perceptions, or maybe your frequency at the time. Firstly, be grateful. Find something to be grateful for, right? You get up in the morning and say thank you divine consciousness, thank you God, or whatever you call the divine source. Thank you for this day, thank you that I had a good rest, and I know that today's a wonderful day. Whatever happened yesterday happened. Today's a new day. Today's an opportunity for me to have a wonderful day, right? That's what you do. Somebody also asked a question. It was Jenny saying, will my boyfriend come back to me this December? I'm laughing. I tell you why I'm laughing. December is, I mean, it's not for relationships, apparently. That's what they say. And I can understand why, because December is all about partying, about having nice time, about all those things. And now you're thinking your boyfriends are coming December. If you never come back in November, why would you want somebody to come back to you if he left you? Why can't you look forward to something new? Why can't you enjoy being single? If somebody left you because whatever reason he left you or you left him, there's always something better waiting for you on the horizon. Why always looking back? Why do you want to bring somebody that was a past? He's the past. He was a shitty boyfriend. That's why you're not together anymore, right? Or maybe he left you. That means that somehow he wasn't aligned to you. You deserve better. Stop having a low self-esteem. Raise your frequency, right? Raise your vibration. You are worth much more than a boyfriend that's useless. You understand? Because the fact that if you really knew your value, he wouldn't have left you. That means it's not for you. Take this as an opportunity to open yourself and align yourself to the best next thing. Your best next thing. And stop looking back. It's like the story of Lot and his wife. Remember the story in the Bible when Lot is running out of that wicked Sodom and Gomorrah place, because God was going to burn it, right? And there Lot was running, and his sons were running, daughters were running with him, and his wife was looking back. Wife looked back, right? Because she was missing something. What happened to Lot's wife? They said in the story that she turned into a pillar of salt, right? So do not turn into a pillar of salt because you can't look forward. In life, you must always look forward and leave what happened behind, right? Because if you on this platform and you ask me when will your ex come back to you in December, if he's left you already, he didn't come back in November, it's not likely to come in December, because number one, December is a place where most low frequency people are having partying, they're over drinking. It's all about partying 24/7. It's all about eating good food and having a good time. It's not about constructive stuff. Relationships are not about partying and good time. Relationships are about constructive commitments. You understand? Relationships about constructive commitments. That's why I'm saying that December has that energy and that frequency, because we most collectively we agree that December is a time to just get drunk, as if we don't get drunk from January till November. You understand? So my answer to you is start looking forward. Start working. Use December to work on yourself, right? If you're not going to get drunk 24/7, work on yourself and look at what you truly need in a man, right? And stop loving yourself. What are you worth? What are you worth? And you're very good guys out there. There's wonderful people out there, but you will always attract according to who you are. So if you're feeling lower self-esteem, you're gonna attract a low self-esteem guy, somebody who has no bloody direction in life. So you need to sort your shit out. You understand? Make December time for you to do your introspection. You understand? Yeah. That's that. I think that'll answer the question, right? And maybe it's not the answer that you wanted, but it is still an answer, and by our own opinion. Okay, so back to my topic here about us being divine consciousness, that we are divine, that we create everything in our reality with our thoughts, our perceptions, and our beliefs. Okay, so I say that you are the observer and you are also the doer as well, because we are observing life. We are observing life as it is, right? We're getting emotions, we're getting belief systems, assumptions about life, and then triggers an action within us. Then we want to use that in here and act on what we believe. So people don't understand what is inspired action. Inspired action is from divine consciousness, from God itself. It's from the source of God. Inspired action is, like, for example, your intuition can tell you what to do next after you have observed it, right? So that's very important. Thank you so much, Tozi. Is it Tozi? Yeah, thank you so much for the rose. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I'm thankful that you're finding this topic interesting. Thank you so much for that. I really love y'all's energy, guys. Thank you for the positive energy, Tozi. It's wonderful. Okay, so in life we're always looking at one thing, right? I achieved the goal, so thank you so much for that, Tozi. It was wonderful. In life, we're only focusing on one thing, to leveling ourselves up there, and we don't know that. We think that things are just happening. You're always reaching for the next best thing. You always want to level up yourself, learn something new, get more money, experience more happiness, enjoy and success in your life, right? We always looking for that. We're always motivated to get somewhere in life, which is good, right? And sometimes we kind of do negative things to get there as well. But remember that our God, our divine consciousness, does not have only one side. It has the dark and the light. So forgiveness, asking somebody for forgiveness, asking yourself and forgiving yourself for something bad you did, shedding light on that thing, shedding love. It's integrating whatever you did into one, the shadow. It's integrating it, right? So, like, for example, people, when they don't have forgiveness and they don't forgive themselves, you know what I mean, for a situation, they feel shameful. Shame is one of the lowest frequencies ever. So you need to remove that shame by forgiving yourself. You're only human. You only learn, and you can do better next time, right? You keep on telling yourself that you're going to do better next time. Then you can work towards it, right? But do not judge yourself harshly. Okay, I got another comment. Who commented? Let me see. These comments move so fast, guys. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Who else joined? Somebody did comment. I'm just trying to see here. Okay. Will work. What? Somebody, I think Kylie's commented and said something about, sorry. As I'm reading on the other phone here as well, right? I will see and I will work things out. Thank you. Oh, sure. Cool. Yeah, you can always work things out. Always be positive, Kylie, because life is about us experiencing, and there's no good or bad experience. It's only experiences, right? And we can always do better. And things will always work out for you when you believe that it will work out, right? It's all about belief and as well. So your belief is going to conjure an action, right? So you're going to believe, you believe in this thing, that believe that 2025 is going to be an awesome year, right? So what do I need to do to make it an awesome year, right? Somebody else also commented, Philip Wiley. Hi, Philip. Thank you for your comment. You said something about, is Boulder Jack's missing me too. Will will be together soon. Who is that? Is that a lover or a boyfriend or something? But anyway, yeah. The mere fact is that if that person is in your mind, this is a funny thing, right? We have connections. It's called ethereal connections. When you were in a relationship or any friendship, whatever, with any other person, there's a ethereal connection, right? And when normally you're thinking about that person, right, there's probably also a connection from that person. Maybe the person's also thinking about you as well. Okay, so yes, for that guy that asked that question, could be possible that person is also thinking about you as well, right? Okay. Tamari, you also commented, and oh, Tosi, thank you so much. You gave me a glitter badge. Wonderful. I'm so happy. I'm impressed. Thank you so much. God bless you, my dear. Okay. Who else commented? Right, so many people comment, and sometimes you don't see those comments, guys. I'm trying my hardest to keep up with y'all's comments, right? And I'm thankful for those that like my video and give me all sorts of badges and stuff. I'm very, very thankful and grateful, because it means that somehow what I'm saying is having a constructive influence over people's minds, right? Because we need more of that. We need more motivation and stuff like that. To see, I think I read this one already. I will get back together with, of course, so what? Kokiso. Is that your boyfriend? Maybe, maybe not again, but then again, why do people always want to go back to their exes? If somebody broke up with you and the relationship never worked out, as I said before, there's a reason for it. Okay? So why do you want to go back to an ex? If you did your best and you showed up in the relationship for that person, and that person never reciprocate, and that person was cheating, and he breaks up with you for whatever reason, that means he's not aligned to you. That means that he's not your person. It's not the person that can give you what you need. Okay? He's not that person. So that means you need to look somewhere else. That means you need to consider yourself that this is an opportunity. A breakup is an opportunity for you to find or attach or connect with your right person. You understand? So Kakakiso, if his name was probably not for you. You understand? Go back and sit and have your introspection and work on yourself, and give yourself that love that you're looking for outside. We all have the ability to give ourselves that love and acceptance. We don't need to look outside. Relationships are hard work, and relationships will reflect who you are. And when they don't work out, it wasn't meant to be. Simple as that. I mean, yeah. Many people that are married for many years dated and had relationships that ended for different reasons, until finally they met that person, they got married. And it doesn't mean their marriages are all hunky-dory, 24/7, all smiles and love and hugs. It just means there's more work. I've been married for now 13 years, and in those 13 years I've changed as a person. So as my husband, right, my partner. And I've learned a lot about myself, and I'm learning a lot through him, because he's a reflection, right? He reflects all the things. He can see the things that I am not good at, and where I need to work on myself. He can see it. So what I've learned to do is take the criticism as constructive. So when he says something, I like to look at it more in a positive way, because he is my partner. He needs to tell me that, no, sissy, and you doing this wrong, or sister, and you missed the ball, you don't understand that, or whatever. He needs to tell me. So relationships, that's why they're difficult, because that person will continuously be showing you all your weaknesses, right, and sometimes your strengths, by complimenting you. And you'll be doing the same thing to that person, right? Shows how godly we are. We can see things in other people, right? We can see the things in other people, and those things are normally within ourselves, right? So we look at those shadows in other people. We also have those issues, so it's just that we're suppressing it. We haven't really integrated it in who we are. Okay, so it's important for you to know that relationships are good for you. We chose relationships in this game because relationships can help us grow. We in the game of life for the growth, for the achievements, for the expansion, and relationships do that. Relationships are not about only all the good times, also the bad times, also the difficult times, also the challenging times. So people thinking, oh no, I want to be in a relationship, but you know what I mean, I'm expecting the relationship to be all hunky good, no, all good and dandy roses every day. He's telling me he loves me every day, this is giving me this, giving me that, he's giving me money and all those things. And then we get those relationships, and then we find that we're experiencing differently, and then we want to blame the man or we blame the woman, because in most cases we go into relationships for the wrong purposes, for the money, for the companionship, which is good. But if you're looking for companionship and you don't love yourself, but you're looking for somebody else to love and accept you, you don't accept yourself. There's certain things you don't like about yourself that you have not working through, but you want your partner to be your companion, accept the fact all the negative things about you, that you are a backbiter, that you like to scandal talk about other people and all those things, that you are a lazy person, that you don't like cooking, that you just want to be served, you don't want to serve. All those things will show out in your relationships. I know that what happens, we get first fooled by the honeymoon stage, the attraction. Oh, he's so sexy, oh, he's so good in bed. We get fooled by that, right? We get fooled by, oh, she looks so good, she looks so sexy enough, she makes me feel good when she's walking with me and I know that she's my girlfriend, right? That's the honeymoon phase. And she's so sexy, yes, you know, she's so good in bed and all those things. That's the honeymoon phase. And then you got to get to understand that this person is so selfish, this person is so self-centered in a negative way, or this person is a gaslighter, this person is a narcissist. And we start screaming as victims, oh my god, this person changed. That's because everything that's within you will come out through that person, and you start seeing all your weaknesses in that person, and then you start thinking that somehow you are a saint and that person is horrible. You know, those are the things that happen to the human psychic. The ego kicks in, and we start thinking that no, she is not, she's like this and I'm not like that. You have your own weaknesses. We all have weaknesses in relationship, guys. So these are the things that you need to also understand. Thank you for the rose. Thank you so much. I know you're always in my lives. Thank you, guy. Okay. So back to how godly we are. We godly because we create everything. We are creators, right? And a woman are more godly than men because we can actually physically bring forth life in here, right? We are the sex or the group of people that make the game interesting. We bring the souls in to play the game, right? That's what we do. Okay, so that makes us very powerful as well. Okay, but remember, you're only as powerful as you think you are. So you might be a woman, but you're low self-esteem, and you keep on manifesting the wrong things in your life, the wrong men in your life show up and all those stuff because you haven't fixed yourself. You see, the game of life is about you sorting your shit out. The game is about you sorting out your shadows and embracing who you are and shedding light on those shadows and accepting who you are and working better and improving yourself. That's what it's all about. Then your relationships will change, right? I know that people like to watch these lives and ask these questions about will my partner come back and all those things. How do I know about your relationship? So I can only give advice in the level of spirituality, in the level of my understanding that people actually sabotage your own relationships because they don't love it themselves enough and looking for love outside. As a life coach, I know that, so I can answer your question, but don't expect me to tell you that your partner's gonna come back to you because I'm not a sangoma, right? And I'm not using my intuition to speak on other people's lives. I don't do that. Right? If I have to do that, you gotta pay me a shit lot of money. You understand? And I'm a life coach, so I'm not a sangoma. I can only tell you what can make your life better. I give you advice on things you can implement in your life and things you can remove away from your life to make your life better. That's what I'm all about. Right? Because there's no future It's only now, the past, and it's now. Because we know the past is recorded in our subconscious mind, right? But the future, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But how do you fix the future? By fixing yourself now. Taking accountability and ownership of your own faults. Why did your relationship not work out? Okay, take ownership. Right? Maybe you chose the wrong person. In most cases, we're choosing the wrong people. We're expecting something from that person we can't give ourselves. We're expecting that person to pay our bills, we can't do it ourselves. Because somehow we have a perception that paying the bill, we need to get somebody else to come do it. You making the bloody bill, you must pay for the bill. And when you learn how to do that, it makes you more attractive to those out there as well. Even a man is willing to pay your bills because he understands that you're not with him because of the bills. You're with him because of the love, the companionship, the togetherness, the relationship. That's what you're there for. The unity, you know what I mean? Not only to pay the bills, because paying the bills is just paying bills. You understand? So if you haven't reached a level of understanding that I need to be good to myself and pay my own bills, you know, instead of always expecting somebody else to pay it for me, but I'm not taking ownership. I want somebody else to take ownership of my own bills. But I've got hands, I've got feet, I've got a brain. I'm making the bills, but I'm not paying my own bills. That's a bit lopsided, right? So the whole idea in spirituality, you have to become a complete person. Be complete. Understand that your male brain and your female brain are yin and yang, right? Your femininity and your masculinity must be balanced. Understand that they both have a role to play. You understand? Yes, don't say in the Bible that a man must take care of a woman. But only if a man is committed and the family is involved and all units is involved, right? You know, you his wife. Not when you just his woman that you're sleeping with. You know, those type of things. He doesn't have the responsibility of paying your bills because he's sleeping with you, because he can sleep with any other woman he wants to sleep with and still pay bills there if he wants to, right? That kind of thing. So you need to understand that you have to balance yourself as a woman and as a man as well. As a man, embrace your femininity and your masculinity, and don't use a toxic masculinity by being oppressive on the females. So that's the balance we have to find in this life. And we're only given like it's 120 years, but we only live to about 75 because of the poisons that we put in our vessels, in our minds, in our frequencies. That's why we don't live up to 125. Okay, because of that. And some of us never have it written in our script to live up to 125. You know, because the more older you become in the game, the more it becomes more challenging, basically. Okay, so as God units or God frequency beings, right, we have the authority to make our own choices. These choices can either build us or they can break us. Okay, so when we make those negative choices or so-called bad choices and they don't build us, then we want to scream like as victims. Oh my God, there's no God, or God doesn't love me, or my ancestors are punishing me. The ancestors, another concept. They there, yes, you need to actually acknowledge them, but you don't have to praise and worship them because they're just ancestors. And you're also going to be an ancestor as well one day. You understand? You're not a deity. They're not deities. They're beings that were here and now they're not here. Right? And they exist within you. They exist within you now because they within our DNA, so our ancestors or within our DNA. But as human beings, we need to have something to look above and say that thing is more sacred or more knowing than we are. So we call them ancestors, people that pass and stuff like that. And then we want to praise and worship them. And then we need a God. And then we praise and worship a God. And there's deities as well. And then we praise and worship those deities. Not understanding that we also have power. And when each time you do that, you suppress your power. We have power of choice here. This realm is a realm of choice, right? Power of choice, divine consciousness. We have the power of choice here. And that choice allows us to live the way we want to live, right? And remember that the universe or this matrix, this realm, has its own laws that put everything in order. And it's looking for balance, not justice. There's no justice in the spiritual realm. I'm thinking balance, because it's all about balance, because that's where karma comes in, right? So karma is a give and take. It's what you do, and then you get according to what you do. It's the in and the out kind of thing, and then it causes a balance, right? If you do something not so good, that's hurting other people's rights, or even your own rights as a soul being. Maybe you punish yourself, or maybe you take drugs, you take toxins, you're punishing yourself, right? In the name of having joy, right? So that's also a crime in a sense, if you look at it, if there's anything like a crime, but it's all about balance, right? So you will get something according to that. You get an addiction, you get sick, you start, your kidneys, your liver will be put under stress and strain, and it gets sick and stuff. It's cause and effect, karma, causing a balance. So whatever you do, you get something out, basically. So karma is neither good or bad, it's just what it is. It's about balance. So that means, that tells me that our God, divine consciousness, collectively with us, needs balance, not punishment, not justice. So people don't understand that justice is actually linked with the physicality within the mundane. Justice is linked with the mundane, and the mundane is linked to the law system, which is very unbalanced, as I spoke about early on when I mentioned and I spoke about the justice system, right? So we are divine consciousness having human experience, okay? So we are divine God splits into pieces at the moment, maybe about 8, is it 8 million, 7 million, or is it, yeah, people, right? Maybe more, maybe less, I don't know, but I would like to make a just a figure amount that there's about so many people or beings in this earth, right? It probably is more, but anyway, we are expressing ourselves as divine consciousness, and we don't even know it, that we are divine consciousness, that we are creating and manifesting. So when this concept of creation and manifesting became viral and everywhere, and every social media started talking about it, influencers started talking about it, then we get to understand, oh, there's something called creation, but we've been creating all this while. We've been creating long before the internet came. We've been creating. That's what we do. We manifest. Like what they said in the Christian Bible, that God created the day, God created the heavens and the earth and the waters and the fish in the all waters with thought, just by thought, because they don't say that God went and he took this and put this and he did this and he did that. No, it's all about thought, right? Which is what our divine consciousness is all about. It's the mind, the collective mind, the God mind, okay? So how is that connected to us? Through our consciousness, right? Through our subconscious mind and our conscious mind and our superconscious mind, right? So now your superconscious mind is your pure possibility. Your pure possibility that anything can happen, right? So we're born, a baby is born, and that child's life can turn out anyhow. Me sitting here and making this video, this live now, pure possibility also exists. This life can affect people anyhow. The possibility is endless. Even my own life, it's endless, right? And in the the subconscious mind is the recorder mind that records everything, right? And in the conscious mind is our day-to-day mind, our mundane mind, the mind that's basically focuses on, like, for example, I want to take this water and drink. The subconscious mind plays a role here, right? So everything that we're doing in the mundane now is in is a conscious mind. It's a conscious mind. It knows exactly what I'm doing now. I know what I'm doing now. I'm making this choice now. I'm picking up this crystal now, and I'm holding it in my hand. That's a conscious decision, right? Subconscious decision is something we don't really know how to focus on. Your subconscious one is the one in the dream. Yes, it appears more in a dream. The subconscious mind is the one that creates the dreams. The subconscious mind is the recording. It's like the recording. Like now, from the time you get up in the morning, your recording starts. Zzz, the recording starts, okay? And everything that happened during the day, especially those things that connect to energy, emotion. Emotion is also energy, right? Excuse me. Everything that's connected to emotion, it picks it up and it keeps it. Okay, this is what happens when Sisyan is confronted with this situation, and she reacted like this, okay? She was in shock. Oh, she was traumatized. Oh, she was amazed. Oh, she found this experience awesome. She's so thankful for this experience. It records it, okay? It records every single thing, right to the end of the day, right? Then in the morning, when you get up again the next morning, have you ever noticed that you normally, after a few, is it even seconds to minutes, you get up in the morning and then you automatically think of the last thing you did last night. The last thought pops up. If it was a song you were listening to before you slept, or it was a meditation, or something that triggered an emotion, it picks up in the morning from where you were the day before. That's why if you want to raise your frequency, guys, you need to watch your thoughts. In the morning, your first thoughts. Watch your thoughts. How did you feel in the morning when you got up? What were your thoughts and how did you feel in your body? Right? And then at the end of the day, before you close your eyes, right, you can even ask yourself to dream. People don't understand. You can even ask yourself to dream about anything, and your subconscious mind will work on that dream and give you whatever you want, right? So this is magical. This is what I recently learned, that each time I sleep in the night, I like to meditate. Like most nights I'll meditation, guided one, right? And then I'll do my gratitude. I'm thankful for this day, and I'll go to bed. And be careful when you go to bed. Try and go to bed in a high frequency, in where you're thinking positive about life. Be positive about your life when you go to bed, no matter whatever happened in that day, right? You must do this. It's a recording. It's a recording, right? You need to undo what happened the day. This is what I've been practicing for quite a while. Every night I think about my day backwards, from the last thing I did, the meditation. I go back, maybe I was sitting watching TV, maybe I was eating, and you go back, you unplay, like you went backwards, like you're stepping backwards into every experience you had that day. This helps you as well, for you to be aware of yourself and what you do every single day. This is a practice to raise your frequency, guys, right? But remember that raising your frequency is not a big thing, it's a small thing. So there's small little things you do every day that can help us raise our frequencies, right? So one of them I do is the recording. I lay in my bed and then I rewind all that I did from the last thing to the first thing in the morning. And then I'm saying to myself, I claim all my energies. I claim all my energies, all the energies that were left behind. I claim them all now. Because you have the power to claim your energies. Because you God, I'm God, we all divine consciousness. We have God power over everything in our lives, right? So I claim all my energies back from every situation and circumstance and every person, right? Maybe I was angry there somehow and I spilled some energy there, or maybe I was helpful there and I spent too much time helping that person and giving them love. I claim that energy back, right? That kind of thing. But remember, there's something that I learned, that claiming your negative energy is impossible, because it's something you spilled out, it's wasted. But your positive energy, you can claim it back. That's why it's good for us to do good things, think good things, thoughts, and do some good things as well. Like greet people, be happy, be cheerful, compliment people, help people, all those things, right? So you can claim the energy back at night before you sleep. So you put it back in yourself, okay? That kind of thing. You claiming yourself. Right? For example, especially if you're somebody that has you're empath, right? You're an empath. You give a lot of care for people and stuff like that. You can claim your energy every day. So that energy now will be added into your cell, your positive energies, right? So that your energies are basically what we get every single day. Every single day, if I go more in depth in this, right? Every single day, we're given a quota of energy. This energy must help us right through the day, for eating, sleeping, talking, exercising, whatever it is, all the physical activity and all the spiritual or energetic or psychologically, or the mental things that we do, right? We're given energy for that, right? We're given a lot of energy, right, for the whole day, right? And then we can do like a lot with that energy each day, right? Now remember, I said that there's some not so good things we do, and that's wasting your energy. Like for example, drinking alcohol, because we're given enough energy to eat food that is healthy, okay? So when you eat food that are healthy versus eating food that is not healthy, we're wasting the energy, right? So as I said, it's all about the frequency, okay? So when I'm saying it's good, it's high frequency activities and stuff like that. So even the food too that you eat must be high frequency, so then you end up like building your battery, basically, right? Your frequency. that kind of thing. You start building your battery and having that energy full, right? So for the negative things, like for example, when you start overeating anything, maybe it's healthy food or good food, you've been gluttonous, that becomes negative, right? If you, for example, you cut somebody, you get angry with a friend or a partner or a lover or whatever, or a colleague, that is now spending your energy that you cannot return back because it's negative energy. You understand? Now you're not going to get that back at all. So you got to be careful what you do each day. Very, very important, because we are God. We are divine consciousness. We great. So you're raising your frequency as you do the 7 example, the 7 days in a week, right? So we made it simple in this game. We divided each rise of sun and sunsets of the sun into days. In other realms, it doesn't work like that. But anyway, that's what we've done, because we got a clock. Because clock time doesn't really exist. We put it as a construct to help us have some sort of order in this game, so we can able to do all the things we need to do and keep account of what we're doing, right? And it also helps in the industry, for working, for them to understand how many hours we work and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So clock is important for that, because we have the moon cycles. So before the clock came, we only depended on the moon cycles and the sunsets and sunrise, right? So all those things are very important, and you've also connected to how they regulate our energies, right? So I know, okay, at a certain time, there's there's a name they call it when your body is linked to the rhythm of the sunset and the moon, the waning moon, the full moon, and all those things, right? Your body is also linked to that. And woman, as far as it goes in line with our menstruation, right? When we still in our fertile season, we still can be mothers, right? From the age of 12, sometimes 9, as young as 9, when girls can start having a cycle, right? So those things are also linked to that, and it's linked to the moon, it's linked to the time, to the clock as well. And then they've got those calendars. All these things are all fake, basically, because there is no real time, basically. But then you get to understand that later on, when you learn more about spirituality, about what's really going on here, right? They kind of become awoke that this life is really, it's very controlled. It's very controlled. However, my channel is about positivity, right? So you should not feel like a victim here. You need to beat the system by you feeling part of it. You need to feel empowered. Even if you're living in a matrix, it doesn't mean that we need to be disempowered, because we asked for this. We asked for the experience. We knew that there's going to be control here. We knew this place is going to be full of darkness and some lights as well, because it's a yin and yang. We knew all this. This is not a surprise, right? What we have forgotten, basically, is that we need to live above it. You need to live above the situation we're in, right? Be thankful, be grateful. Try and believe in something that's within you. Don't believe in things that are outside of you, all right? Like, for example, politics. A lot of people believe that politics is real. Politics is another construct that controls us, same as religion, right? Same as relationships, that we chose these little constructs as part of the game to make the game more interesting and complicated and also difficult, right? The more challenging we have, the better for our growth. That's why we chose these little concepts. Very important. But we are divine consciousness, having a human experience. And if I'm a divine conscious person, I'm divine, what will I do every day when I get up in the morning? What will I do? That's what you need to ask yourself. If I am sovereign and I have a sovereign power over my own self, what can I do? And I don't care what background you're in. I don't care where you're living. Even those people in the poorest economies or poorest places in the world, they still have autonomy, right? They still have autonomy. So what will you do to make your life better? What can you do? Work on yourself. So there's a lot being said about affirmations. Affirmations is you basically rewiring your subconscious mind, right? It's basically you connecting your supermind, your supermind, which is your superconscious mind. You're activating it to all the possibilities. Okay, when you're living in lack, you're silencing your superconscious mind. It's there and you're making it null and void because you're feeling that there's no pure potentiality for you because you believe in lack. Then you're closing that very, very important part of you. When you raise your frequency and get to understand that there's a lot of possibilities, no matter wherever you are, whatever condition you are in now, it doesn't mean tomorrow you're going to be there. All you need to do is change your perception so that tomorrow you won't be there. And when I'm saying tomorrow, I'm not talking about the physical tomorrow. I'm talking about the future, far or near future. Basically, see it how you want to see it, right? Because each day is a build up to your future. Each hour is a build up to your future. You understand? Everything you do every day, every second, everything you're thinking is a build up to your future, right? So you have this idea that your life is going to turn out in a certain way, right? Okay, it doesn't just turn out like that in a certain way. You have to work to turn out like that. You have to have that belief system and do those actions that were inspired by your belief system for it to turn out in a certain way. As I say, Rome is not built in a day, right? That simply means that what we are creating doesn't build up in one day, meaning that we gradually create our realities to whatever we want it to be, right? So a person will say, but Susan, I don't want this life where I am now. All you got was something which was aligned to you. You might you might have not wanted it, right? But you got what is aligned to you at that time or whatever, before it becomes your now, your past, right? Like, for example, they like to say, when you look in the mirror, looking at your past, okay? You're not looking at your now, you're looking at your past, because you're constantly changing. Because every second of the day, things are changing. The reality, the quantum field is changing every second. So when you look in the mirror and you take a picture, that's a picture of the past. Because tomorrow are different. Because I'll tell you why. Because it is said and it's proven in science that our cells are changing every second, and they're dying every 7 seconds, sorry. They're dying and they're rebirthing, they're regenerating, right? That means that you're changing. You're not the same, right? That's why they say that when you look in the mirror, you're looking at the past. You're not really looking at the now, because of the fact that you think it's a now because you're looking, but it's actually a reflection of who you thought you were an hour ago or whatever. You understand? So that's how it is. So people get caught up a lot in the whole fact about the future, what the future is going to be. The future is not concrete. That's why when people go to seers and say, hey, Sisian, will my boyfriend still be with me next year in 2025? Will he come back to me? I don't know. And believe me, there's no other person that knows. What they're doing is this. This is how you tell the future, guys. And this is something I need to understand. When a clairvoyant person, sangoma, seer, or whatever, a palm reader, a tarot card reader is reading those cards, they're looking at the now, and they're looking at the frequency for now, and they're looking at the possibilities. So what they do is, when you go to a sangoma and you go to a clairvoyant person, they ask you questions. They ask you questions for a certain reason. They want to know your frequency. They want to know what's your current belief in this thing that you want. That's why they ask a question. And remember that every clairvoyant person is gifted differently. There's no clairvoyant person that's as people that are all gifted exactly the same way, right? So you go there to the sangoma or wherever you go, a spiritual practitioner, and you want to tell the future. Will my husband come back to me? And you throw those bones and everything, you know what I mean? So now she's looking at frequency. Those bones are representative because they tell you to blow in, right? When you blow in, you blow your own essence, your own frequency into that bag of bones. You blow it in, and then automatically she's able to read from that. She's able to read from that, right? And then she shake that container, and then she throw it on the floor, right? We throw it on the floor, and then it goes in certain shapes, whatever it is, like different bones go different angles. And then because she's learned how to read the bones, Now, and then your frequencies also affect those bones, because when each different person comes in and blows into that bag of bones, obviously that she's going to see different outcomes. Like same as tarot card reading. Tarot card reading is quite interesting. The one we do online now is also extra interesting, because she's energy is magical. Energy doesn't need you to be there physically, because even now on this live, you can feed from my energy. I'm talking, you can feel who I am, right? If I'm a negative person, I'm a positive person. If I am a loving person or a kind person, you can feed it, right, through the screen, because of the fact that energy is not stopped by anything, basically. So that's how they do the tarot card readings, right? Basically, so now people one-on-one, and also the collective ones, right? Like, for example, you get those YouTubers, spiritual practitioners that have these mass readings, right? They can feel people's energies. You know, I'm trying to say that because that's their gift. Okay, they can feel it, and then they get to read people's energies like that, and they're able to also, like when they pull the cards and then they tell you choose a card and all those things, right? Because energy has no boundaries. As I said, energy cannot die, can only be transferred. Same thing, right? So that's how they do it, right? So there's nothing special about a clairvoyant people. This is what people don't understand. So when people go to a clairvoyant person or sangoma and believe their person is the gospel truth of their future, you need to understand it's all about frequency and possibility. So they know that sapien is like this. I'll give you an example. I'll use myself, right? Sapien is like this. I am doing this type of job. I am this type of person, right? So sapien asks the question, will I make some money next year? Will my business grow? Right? Already she knows my business now, because she's my spiritual advisor, right? So she'll, okay, there's possibilities, sapien. If you continue in this route of ignoring your business, of not doing what you need to do, not putting the time in, not doing more, maybe consulting with clients, or consulting with business companies you can do business with, this is going to happen. Okay, these are the possibilities. But if you change, sapien, and you level up and you start working on your life, on your business, and stop focusing on maybe your day job, your business is part-time, right? You spend more time with your business and kind of level it up. On weekends, don't party, go and do your business. I can see, yes, you're making money, because maybe you are making money, but not as much as you're making now. That is why each reading is not clear to the point that, yes, you're going to make money, yes, your business will. There's possibilities. If you're going to carry on the way you're carrying on, sissy, and whoever you are, yeah, there is a possibility that you can make that money. Okay, so there you are, you get that reading and you say, yeah, I'll try, but you don't really believe you can make that money. That's another thing that can also affect your future, because if you don't believe you can make that money, how will you make that money? Even if, for example, you do the work, you pay the attention, but you don't believe you can make the money, although you're doing the inspired action, you're doing all the physical things, but subconsciously you're thinking, I will do it, yeah, but I don't believe it, I'll just take a chance. Then you find that you won't make the money, because in the end of the day, although you're doing all the right things that you're supposed to do, but your conditioning, your belief system is not aligned to making that money. That's how it works, guys. There's nothing magical about what clairvoyants do. Even us too, we do it. We are magical. Every single person's got the gift of clairvoyance. But because we are so used to taking our own power and giving to somebody else, and maybe because of the fact that there'll always be people that need that help, but then it becomes dangerous when you depending your life on somebody else's answers. It's like the same as church, like a pastor. Oh, pastor, pray for me. Pastor, come pray over my car. Why can't you pray over your own bloody car? You worked for that car. You went to the bank. You did this. You did everything. Pray over your car. And because that pastor, that person has his own issues. Who knows, maybe he has a weakness of jealousy. And I've experienced that in my own experience, you understand? So I'm using that as an example. Even if it's a rabbi "Oh, Rabbi, what do you think about this? Come bless this for me." Bless your own stuff, because you have the power to bless your own stuff. You have your own power to decide if your life is going to be like this in 2025. You have the own power to decide if I'm going to make money or not, because you know what to do and you know how to think to be aligned to make that money. Remember that works together. What you do and what you believe must work together, must be aligned. And this has always been a challenge, even for myself. What I believe inside and what I believe about myself, that I can do certain things. Sometimes, most cases, it doesn't really level up. It doesn't, what you call, come together. And then you find yourself asking about why things didn't work out. It's clear as light, because you were not aligned to it. And when I say that to my clients, that you were not aligned to it, they don't understand what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say? You have to be aligned to what you want and desire, and you must be willing to do the work, but also willing to take away that negative blockages about scarcity. Start activating your superconscious mind, because it's sitting there waiting for you to be the God that you are. Start thinking about limitlessness. Oh, that English. Limitlessness. Yes. Unlimit yourself. Become limitless, in other words. You get my point? Undo the limits. That's what it's all about for us. Even for myself, I'm preaching to myself too as well, because I'm not perfect, right? No one is perfect. But these are the things that I know to be true, that we are limitless people. But we put limits by looking at other people and thinking, "Oh no, I'm not as beautiful." Or, "Oh, I'm only from Africa. Oh, I'm only from South Africa. I can never be as successful like somebody in America or somebody who's doing that." No, you can also be successful. Open the superconscious mind, the mind of pure possibilities, limitlessness. Gosh. By the way, English is my first language, but yeah, but sometimes my tongue gets tongue twisted, right? So this is what things that we need to understand, that we need to open our minds, our superconscious mind. Now remember that you have your conscious mind, you have your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the recorder of all emotional events and activities in your life. Your superconscious mind is your God mind, the true God mind. Now your subconscious mind can work together with your superconscious mind, right? So this is how we work, right? We work our thoughts, our belief systems, our assumptions about ourselves and about life creates a reality. So I start today. I don't like when clients ask me, "But Sissy, I've been doing the work, I've been manifesting consciously, but it's not working out for me." So you're not asking yourself, what is blocking you? It doesn't mean that manifestation doesn't work, because we do it all the time. Manifestation means manifest, to create, right? So you are creating. Even you created a lack of not getting that thing. You've created it, right? So take ownership. So yeah, I am where I am now. I've created a situation. Take ownership. The first thing they say about creating a situation is accepting where you are and accept your influence. Take ownership of it and say, "Yes, I am where I am now. I haven't manifested this guy, right? I take ownership. I want this wonderful guy." Okay, unpack it. I want this wonderful guy, right? Ask yourself, have you been dating all the guys according to what you want and desire? Have you been saying yes to all the right people? Guys, they are men that are not aligned to your desires, but you go and you date that guy. So how can you get where you want to go when you are doing the first stupid mistake by just because you're feeling like time is running out, you're feeling that you're getting older, you're feeling that you need to just date any person because but you have this desire, specific desire for a specific type of guy in your life, a husband. This is the husband that I want. Is this shape, he has this job, he is making more broader, he is qualified in something, he is a working person, he earns this type of money. But then you're saying yes to truck drivers, you're getting saying yes to, no shade on truck drivers, guys, I'm just giving an example. If you're looking for a corporate guy, why would you say yes to a truck driver? Why would you say yes to a person who's what's this here, a taxi driver? when you wanting somebody who's in corporate, you want to level up, right? Maybe you're not there, right? But you want somebody like that, but you're dating everybody outside that. That means that you aligning to who you are and what you believe. Number one, there's an issue with your belief. You subconsciously believe that you cannot reach up that level. You feel that you're not worthy of that person because you're not there. It doesn't work like that in the game. You must remember that divine consciousness doesn't care what background you are, what skin color you are, which economical background you come from. It doesn't give a shit. It's all about alignment. That's why you can find people from poverty can marry into money, and it doesn't matter if the money is criminal level. Like, for example, Kanye, you know her. I can use her as an example because everybody knows her in South Africa. You understand that kind of thing. You need to understand that when you want something, you don't go lower than where you want to go, right? So I don't think there was a time that she dated a man that's not up to her level. And guys, please, society always tell you, oh no, it's not good for a woman to want a guy like that. You must always be willing to take the less. Don't be willing to take the less, right? And if you're gonna have a time frame, that also puts a blockage, because now you're thinking, shit, time is running out. I'm getting older. I'm not meeting this right person. It's because all these years you were dating a below what you really want, and you haven't fixed yourself. You don't even know what you want. You don't even know why you want that thing. These are the things that we don't consider. It's very important to consider all those things when you are wanting something, even if it's a job. Sometimes person like I think my hairdresser recently said no to a job, and she unpacked it why. Firstly, when I first listened to her, right, I could see, yeah, she'd been wanting a job for a long time. Now it came, but it didn't come the way she wanted it, right? It didn't come in the way that she wanted it, okay? And it came with a lot of sacrifices. So I like the way she unpacked it, and she assessed everything about it. That number one, it's not, the job is not here in our province, another province. She's got children, so she's thinking about her children, things like that. So when she unpacked it, it was very clear that she was really using her mind very wisely, because she was not saying, okay, I've been waiting for a job for so long, I'll just take it. Not considering the other things, the cost of moving there to another place where the job is going to be, right? The cost of leaving her children here, missing her children, not being there for her children. Those are the things. So she wasn't thinking out of lack, but she has a form of income because she's my hairdresser, right? But what I'm using as an example, like how we normally think. Somebody else would have said, oh, well, to hell with it. I want the job, and to hell with everything else, I'm going to go. And you don't unpack the consequences of going and taking a job, because you're feeling desperate and you're feeling that lack. So I said to her, yes, another better opportunity will come. As long as you believe it, it'll come, right? And try and vision it being right here in our region, right here, right? Try and picture the opportunity here. This is how we do it, right? So when you're doing a what they call it, I don't want to use witchy terms with you people. When you're doing a request, a petition, as we say in witchcraft, right? In petition, you write everything in right. You petition divine conscious God. You say whatever you want. A petition is very magical because it's your words, it's what you desire. When you do a petition and you want something specifically, you have to actually be very careful what you ask for, right? And be very clear with your petition, right? For example, I desire this man, and I see this man coming in my life. This man is like this. He's from this country. I go as far as country guy. That's how I manifested my husband. He's from this country, and he looks like this. He has this type of body shape, and when I finish with all the physical things about him, then I put in all his spiritual characteristics, all his personality characteristics, right? And in my one, I didn't mention lots of money and all those things, right? Because for me, what's more important is one thing: love, attention. Somebody in a wheelchair, you gotta love me the way I am, eh? You gotta take me as I am. So I'm thinking, yeah, as long as he has those loving characteristics, he can take care of me, he's willing to be with me, and he's not a cheater. That's what. Top of my list, he must be divinely interested only in one woman at a time, basically. And that's what I manifested. So that's the frequency that I have, right? So that's your petition, your wish list, right? As with a job too as well. My job is like this. I've got these skills, and if you don't have these skills, go and see how much it'll cost to get those skills. Go and study, go and do something to get those skills, right? Because you're working towards something. And then you will write in there, this is the job that I desire, right? Then you start applying for those jobs, right? Then if you're like me and you're already employed for many years and you just want an upgrade, right? And just an upgrade, then you'll be specific on that, on exactly what you want. That's how it works when you're manifesting. And then you start going for those interviews, you start going on those dates. But now for your dates, be very careful, because same as interviews, you'll only apply for jobs that align to your desires, right? Same with dates. You'll only say yes to those men that are aligned to your wish list, your desired list, right? And stick to it. And don't be caught up with, oh my God, time is running out of time. I'm running out of time. I'm lonely. If you're lonely, you don't know how to be with yourself. You need to sit with yourself and start accepting your own company. Sit with yourself and stop thinking that somebody outside of you is going to make you happy. Right? Get rid of the loneliness drama in your life, because there's no such thing. Right? Because even in relationships, people are in relationships, in marriages, and they still feel lonely because of the fact they don't have a relationship with themselves, and they're expecting it from this person, and this person is not reciprocating, it's not giving them what they want and desire, because they can't give themselves. There's something I came across where the guy said, how do you expect me to love you when you don't love yourself? How do you expect me to tolerate you when you don't even tolerate yourself? You can't be alone. You can't sit alone and read a book and just be silent. You always need people around to make you feel happy. You need stimulation from outside. You have to be your own best friend in this game to be successful, because people can change at any time. You know what I mean? And they can disappear out of your life. Even you can change. You don't need those people anymore, because nothing happens by chance, because we are divine consciousness having a human experience. We are God itself, right? At least a fragmentation of God. And then most of us, again, don't want to take that responsibility of being God, because we find it easier to have somebody else to blame for our circumstances, somebody else to do things for us, somebody else to make us feel better. We don't want to make ourselves feel better. That's the whole idea. We always want to blame other people for our circumstances. It's like how we blame God. A lot of people blame God, and they leave religion, because then they become aka atheists, because the fact that God, whatever, disappointed them, things never work out the way they want or expected it to work out. So these are the things that we need to consider as well. If you truly are God, you take ownership of your shit. You take ownership of your failures and your wins. Not only your wins, but also your failures. You will be willing to work on yourself. You'll be willing to forgive yourself and forgive others, because you are so divine. You know what I mean? Again, I'm Sissy, life coach, motivational speaker. I'm about to end this live, guys. So I hope it was helpful. And I think that other people joined and others have already dropped off. But if you're still here from the beginning, thank you so much for staying in and listening to this live. And I hope it was helpful. Right? So let this week, as we're going towards closer to Christmas Day, the 25th, that's another drama on its own. But anyway, yeah. As you get closer there to that day of family and love and kindness, learn to love yourself first. Learn to appreciate yourself first. Use gratitude. Be grateful for everything that you have this year in your life. Every day, be grateful for every food that you eat, because there are those that haven't been able to manifest food in their lives, but you were able to do it, even if it's not expensive, even if it's not posh food, but it's still food. And just be grateful and know that tomorrow can be a better day. Tomorrow things can be much better, because things are not standing still. Things are continuously changing in this reality, right? That's what we need to understand, that things are continuously changing in this reality, guys. Let me go so I can get busy with other things I need to get busy to start my week. As you can know that Sunday is just the first day of the whole of the week, and there's certain things that you need to do to actually have a better week. So you prepare yourself on a Sunday, right? And then, like for example, for me, spirituality is every single day, right? So that's my practice. Spirituality is my every single day is my practice, not only on a Sunday. So a Sunday is a day for me where I get to do my lives, because I'm a very busy person like everybody else. You understand? So anyway, if you enjoyed my life, thank you so much for staying in, and I hope it was helpful. If you want one-on-one coaching, please reach out and let me know, right? I charge for my coaching, one-on-one coaching, right? And I normally sign a contract with my clients, confidentiality contract as well. Very, very very professionally set, right? So my website is consultingsapien.com. Consultingsapien.com. You will see it on my TikTok, on my ID, on my information. My website is there, right? So if you're interested, just let me know, right? And then we can have a session. The first 45-minute session is called the discovery session. Is free. We'll just talk and we'll discuss on the areas you need to be helped in, right? So I'm reaching out to all those working people, right? People that can afford to pay for this type of service. Okay, I normally give free coaching at least twice a year, right? That kind of thing. But this year I've been quite busy. But I think I did once this year, right? But anyway, what I do is I do it because so I can also get testimonials from the people that I coach for free for that month, right? It's normally 4 weeks, right? That kind of thing. You don't have to sign a contract for that one if you don't want to, but if you want to, because I believe that people want a trust factor, so there's a confidentiality contract that you'll also sign as well for that period. Okay, but then again, I like to think that people trust me because of the fact that, well, I don't have the personality of hurting other people, right? And a lot of people that know me know that whatever they say to me stays with me, right? That kind of thing. So a lot of people are more scared of life coaching because they're afraid that they cannot tell their private life to people. Then how can you ever get help? How can you level up if you don't have somebody to trust? Some people don't even have people within his inner circle, like a pastor, a good friend that can help them, or some people can afford psychologists and they go to psychologists, that kind of thing, right? That's why I insist on signing a contract, because even how I coach, now I'm talking to you, it's also confidential as well. Okay, because it's part of my training as well. Okay, anyway guys, have a great Sunday, and I hope this Sunday brings on nothing but blessings, and this week as well. Okay, let me go so I can do my other stuff. Ciao, bye guys. My thing is moving so fast, and